Hi everybody, I'm Elliot. This is the Van Blam YouTube channel. Normally these videos are about motorcycling, but one of the things that people enjoy about my motorcycle adventure videos is the drone footage. So it seemed appropriate that when a new drone joins the crew, I would make a little video introducing it. This is my DJI Mini 3 Pro. It just came in the mail the other day, and I couldn't wait any longer to record my first flight. This is not a review video, nor is it a performance test of any kind, nor, despite having the actual box, is it an unboxing. This is just the only way I have to transport it right now. I ordered the Mini 3 Pro with the Fly More pack, which hasn't arrived yet. So no case, no extra batteries. So just having one battery, I think I really only have time for one sort of exploratory flight. I'm coming to the Mini 3 Pro from a Mavic Air that I got in 2018. Relative to the Mavic Air, or simply the Air as it's now called, the Mini is lighter, of course. It's below that 250 gram threshold that would require FAA registration. And in theory, it's also cheaper and less capable, but these models have advanced so much over the years that the current Mini, the Mini 3, outperforms the original Air, the Mavic Air. I already set both of these up at home, did the pairing and software update and all that good stuff. I got the version that has the remote controller with a built-in screen, which is possibly the biggest upgrade over what I'm used to. Now I no longer need to carry my old cell phone around to act as the dedicated monitor to attach to the remote controller every time. I don't know how easily you'll be able to see it in the bright sun here, but this screen is really, really nice. I mean, it's like almost as responsive as what you expect from modern smartphones. We will hit record, which I have forgotten on many, many occasions. Oh my God. Can't use this audio with this thing beeping. And away we go. We're flying in Baltimore here in, what's the name of this park?
Began with a P.
Patterson Park. We live in Washington, D.C., so you gotta travel at least an hour to get anywhere that's not restricted airspace. So far, so good. We're in normal mode. What I'm used to is having normal and sport mode. That refers to how much power and how much bank angle the drone allows itself to have. But with this generation of DJIs, you get normal, sport, and cinematic. Cinematic slows down the stick response even further to get the smoothest possible video shots. Oh my God. We gotta move under a tree. I can't see the screen well enough. Weak signal. That's probably because we went under the tree. Whenever I'm flying to record video footage, I'm always easily distracted. I'm always like flying in one direction for a little bit and then going, oh, what's that? So what I use my drone for in my content is mainly two things. One is kind of establishing shots of the places where I am in my motorcycle travels, and also shots of roads. I really enjoy getting shots that show curvy roads winding through the mountains and stuff. Most of my audience are motorcyclists, and when we see images like that, it kind of automatically evokes the feeling of carving side to side through environments like that, or at least it does for me. So that's primarily what I use drones for. I try to get shots that have a little bit of motion in them. Longtime viewers will have seen a lot of shots like this one, where I slowly roll the camera up. Again, here I am, easily distracted, looking around for things to get a shot of. Oh, here, everybody loves a good overhead shot. I'll like go down, get it lined up, and then make my camera move, count, I try to count at least to 5 or 10 so that I have that much at my disposal. Oh, that would be kind of pretty over there with the harbor, so let me flip it into sport mode, see how fast we can get over there. I just got a little thingy on the screen. It looks like it disables obstacle avoidance in sport mode. This is actually not a bad shot itself, going over the park like this. I know aerial footage can be more interesting if you get closer to what you're filming, but this being my first flight and all, and I'm not super familiar with this area, I don't want to run the risk of hitting any power lines or anything. Oh, see, all right, now the controller isn't getting a very good signal. Oh, RC signal lost. I'm backing up. That was a little bit too far away to try and get over to the water there. The range on these drones is not even a fraction of what they claim it is. You know, they say you could fly the Mavic Air like 2.5 miles from the remote controller. Even with direct line of sight, I have found that I'm lucky to get 1,000 meters. That shot I actually don't think came out too bad considering that I'm in sport mode. I'm gonna go back to normal. Again, this is me and my typical drone flying. I'm looking around all the time, can't decide what to focus on. We're at 59% battery right now on the drone itself, and we've been flying for just over 10 minutes. So the claimed battery life is like 37 minutes. I think that's another one that you're pretty much never gonna hit unless you basically sit still the entire time and only take photos. This can ship with the optional Plus battery, the Intelligent Flight Battery Plus. Has a little bit more capacity, but that bumps you over the 250 gram mark so that you then have to register with the FAA. On my Mavic Air, I never personally had a situation where it needing to be registered was a problem for me. I just figure, you know, if they went to all this care to design this thing to keep it under that weight limit, I might as well keep it under that weight limit. I'm gonna descend a little bit, see if I can get some closer up shots in cinematic mode. Actually, I'm gonna turn around and face the drone. Maybe that'll improve signal a bit. Yeah, so I can already tell as we get closer up to this stuff, cinematic mode becomes much more useful. Oh, let's get a shot of this bird on this cross. What's up, bird? Don't mind me. Oh, all right, see ya. Yeah, cinematic mode adds a lot of weight, so to speak, to the controls. And as we've descended, starting to get some trees in our path between us and the drone, the signal has gotten a bit weaker. Especially at this lower altitude, I don't like to fly sideways for too long. That is how I crashed my Mavic Air the first time. All right, let's get into normal mode, gain a bit of altitude. Oh, you know what we should try out? Portrait mode. Oh no, there are two sort of shortcut buttons on this. One of them by default resets the camera like I just did, or resets the gimbal, I mean. Second one, oh, it doesn't do it while I'm recording. All right, I'm gonna stop this recording. You can keep rolling now. There you go. Now we're in portrait. TikTok, eat your heart out. So you can see here the display has switched to portrait mode, so I can't see nearly as much. It's a lot to juggle when you're doing this. Got to worry about maintaining line of sight so that the signal stays strong, trying to get half-decent footage. It is time for me to return home. We're at 30% battery. I do all my landings manually. I know the return to home and automatic landing function is usually pretty good, but I got burned once with my Mavic Air. It randomly changed its home point by like 6 feet while it was partway through the flight, and it almost landed right in the path of an oncoming car. Gonna cut a little grass there. So overall, super easy flying experience. I cannot recommend the controller with the screen highly enough. That made a world of difference. It's more or less performed as I expected. Smaller and lighter than my existing drone with performance that is equal or better. Better controller, cinematic mode makes a big difference, especially when you're closer to your subject. Yeah, my Mavic Air served me very well. Had what I would describe as a hard life. Been crashed a couple times, and you know, it's well out of warranty, and the gimbal has kind of started to act up on me. I thought about trying to send it into DJI to have it fixed, but that probably would have cost about as much as the thing was worth. And then last summer, I had the opportunity to fly a Mini 2, and I immediately knew that was what I wanted. So I waited another 6 months or so until they announced the Mini 3, and here we are. I realize that a lot of you who clicked on this video might be drone enthusiasts, not necessarily the motorcycle enthusiasts who typically watch my videos, but if you also like motorcycles, or if you're even a little bit moto curious, then I hope you'll consider subscribing. The very next video I have coming out is from my trip down to the Tail of the Dragon last fall on my Triumph Speed Twin. There is lots of drone footage in there to look forward to. Anyway, that's it for my first flight of the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Hope you liked it, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing a lot more footage from this little guy in future videos. Ride safe, and I'll see you next time. Let's get out of here. That was a mess on my part. That's gonna be very difficult to cut down to something usable.
I feel like you got some good stuff.